Hello everyone, welcome back to Lady J's Corner on YouTube, the home of news and politics. In this very platform, I post news every day. If you are meeting my channel for the first time, you are highly welcome. If you like what I do here, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that each time I post a new video, you will be among those that will be notified by YouTube. And if you are a returning subscriber, I do not take you for granted. I can see every one of you what you are doing in this very platform. I do appreciate it. I have a video to present to every one of us today. I myself, I will be watching in today's video. As you watch the video with me, remember to leave your comments down below what you think about the video. If you like the video, click on the like button, share the video if possible. Let's watch the video. Thank you very much and bye-bye.
Welcome to Africa Speaks of today. My name is Stephen Malindra, and I do hope that you had a wonderful time as always and as always. Now, what have I got in today's program? Quite a lot. I've got two wonderful gentlemen with me here today, and it's something to do with the voices of Biafra. Let me do this. The voices of Biafra are sounding louder and louder than ever before in Nigeria today. What is the way forward for this African giant? When President Muhammad Buhari took office for his second term in office, he promised to end insecurity, not only in the north of the country, but the whole of Nigeria. Early this month, he admitted that he had failed, but was doing his best, though not good enough. The problem is the insecurity is moving south. Kidnappings are now a bigger business in Nigeria, according to security analyst Kabira Adamu of Biko Consultancy. Now, how did the country reach this level of insecurity? What about Boko Haram? Why has Buhari failed to get them out of business? And of course, there is another problem. Founded by Mazi, Nnamdi Kanu, he has a huge following that is growing every day. With me in the studio, two very wonderful gentlemen who are patriotic Nigerians and very, very interesting in seeing that things get right in Nigeria. Mr. Mazi Obi Okoli, a coordinator for Congress of Ipob leaders in UK. He's also a political analyst and a community leader. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
And today, the Hote. Okay, I could mention that you are former chairman, of course, a former deputy chairman, deputy chairman of Congress APC UK, and you've been doing quite a lot, advocate, labor, consultancy, and so on and so on. We'll go through that as the program progresses. We're going to have a short break. Right, welcome back. Now, the late Nigerian author Chinua Achebe once described Nigeria as a saucepan with different ingredients of spices mixed together, being cooked. When ready to go, when ready, no one wants to eat them because the taste is unbearable, and meaning that they should never have been mixed together. Each one should have been cooked differently to get a better taste for a diner to enjoy the meal. Now, the British should have made 2 or 3 countries out of Nigeria. This is according to him, not according to me, by the way. But looking at the current situation in the country, with the Yorubas now having a demonstration on the 3rd and thinking about secession from Nigeria, with the Igbos and Ipob, and now with the northern part, there are several things which are coming up. That's the key questions now being asked by Nigerians in diaspora and also Nigerians back home. I wonder where we should start from. Are we looking at the beginning of the end of the breakup of Nigeria, or are we looking at maybe somebody, Jesus or Muhammad or someone would come and say, come on, this thing can't happen, go back together? And you know, with all these voices coming up, and with the Yorubas coming in as well, saying we need our nation as well, do you see Buhari's having a big task ahead of him, or the next presidents of Nigeria coming up? Where do we start from?
Thank you, Steve, for having me.
Sorry for having to start the conversation.
Yeah.
But I must tell you that the issue with Nigeria is not the name Nigeria itself.
Yeah.
It's the people.
Okay.
Right? Even though the independence of Nigeria, one way or the other, from the Nigerian protectorate is a bit faulty. And the result that we are seeing today is the negligence of the cries of the people. Right? Everybody is agitating for Yoruba nation, Ijaw nation, Ipob, Biafra, so we call it. This agitation is dated back since 1960. And what we have now is the fact that the leaders of the country have not taken Nigerian quest seriously. And I can tell you that the infrastructure within the so-called federated state is overwhelmed.
Okay.
When is the overwhelming nature of these things is what is causing the agitation now, because there is inequality within the system, there's imbalance within the system, there's quite a lot of faulty things that you get resources from here, you don't develop those that have the resources, you take resources from here, you start developing the seed that has not contributed to that. Even within the context of the civil service, you see imbalances there, injustice, inequality. You see, it suffices us to say that it's not even with this government. It started a long time ago, because when leadership cry for leadership, for political office, for democracy, by the time they take over office, it seems like they just slip away. And because Nigerians have not had it like this before, because now there's demeaning words. Everybody decides to go to politics because of what they want to own, but not because of what the Nigerian people needs or interestingly, all of this has generated into now people are realizing that whether we like it or not, the country needs to be restructured. There should be a new strategy. I'm not talking about secession per se, whether we like it or not. Even if there's secession tomorrow or whatever, the fractionalized Nigeria will still trade together, because their relationship is far beyond whatever. They have married each other, they trade together and all of that. We can't give that, but we need a very positive realism of those in leadership to take things to take the bull by the horn and address the issues the people are raising. The people are they are tired of the current structure of the nation, and they want a social economic control of their region. And these are things that you cannot just
decentralization. That's that's what Professor Soyinka was actually addressing a couple of months ago. But the problem, the thing is, why is it now? I mean, if it has been there, as we are saying, right from the past, that this thing has been there, the whole issue of the way the country is being run and so on, has corruption, everything has been there. But why now, suddenly now, there is a question of, oh, let's have Biafra, let's have this other nation, Yorubas wanting
the platform. I'm sorry.
I want to get his opinion as well quickly.
The platform that brought this government into power is restructuring. With so much clamor on restructuring, why the government, why the current parties was campaigning for governance. And you see, when there are sometimes you don't take things for granted. You promise and you are not well with your promise, then you expect reactions. That is what is happening.
Obviously.
I think, Steve, before I start, let me greet the audience with the greetings of peace in my native Igbo language. We say "Udodilonu," which means peace be upon you. I think the problem that you're talking about is not just a Nigerian problem.
It's an African problem,
a black man problem, and then in retrospect, an African problem. Now, when you cast your mind back to 1937, the balkanization of Africa, they brought people that had nothing to do together.
In common,
and then all that happened. The Africans at no point in time sat down, even after the colonialists left, even after the white man left, to say to themselves, what these people did, can we look back at it again and say to ourselves, is it good for us? Is it beneficial to us? Can it build good friendship amongst our communities?
Yeah.
You have Rwandans in Burundi, you have Hutus in Tutsis, and everywhere, all Africa scattered. You see problem in Mali, in Cameroon. You saw what happened in Sudan, what is happening in Somalia, currently Ethiopia, and then coming down to Nigeria. So the question is that the Africans did not sit down to review and then fix the defects. So what we have noticed over the centuries is that we have continued to maintain an infrastructure that is defect prone. So once what the defect, Mazi said, we try to fix that defect, and 50 other defects will rise as a result of that fix. So that has been the problem. Then coming to Nigeria, amalgamation of 1914, it was a false amalgamation. These were three major nations existing on their own for administrative purposes. You brought us together and said, form one nation. There was the palliative stages. Between 1960, everything was going until the coup, which they blamed on the Igbo race. Now we have the civil war between Nigeria and Biafra. The question that no Nigerian, all these politicians have not answered, what led to the war? Were there lessons learned from the war? If there were lessons learned from the war, how have we been able to make sure that what led us to the war, the Nigerian Biafran war, would not be repeated? Now, you came up with the 3 arrows, but in deceit, you said there was no victor, no vanquish. You knew that the particular people were vanquished. You started treating them badly. Everything was wrong. Our elders, our fathers, built Nigeria on lies. They made us hate each other. They made us see ourselves from our primordial society. So what you are witnessing today are the products of what our forefathers sowed. Even to the greatest surprise, Buhari, as old as he is, who is supposed to be a great-grandfather, is still playing the same politics that led to the war. Nepotism, tribalism, marginalization of people, not just the Igbos. Everybody in Nigeria has their share of serious marginalization. So the question is, if we learned anything during the war, or even after the war, what efforts were made to build a nation? No efforts. No efforts. They kept on. The war was still being fought even after 1967. So you saw that the Igbos were put in a place. There was always negotiations between the tribes, the major tribes, on who can take the best from the national cake. Of course. And that it has been the problem. So what we are witnessing today is an implosion. When you store gas in a bottle,
then it
after some time, when there is no space,
it explodes. Now, there is something here which probably need some kind of assurances from both of you. It's something to do with there's a security analyst who works with the Tony Blair Institute here in London, and it's to do with the putting parties together, discussing issues. They are trying to see that they can discuss the issue of Ethiopia, because these conflicts come most of the time when people can't sit together and reach a compromise on anything. Now, Buhari has been approached. There's a gentleman by the name of Bulama Bukati. He's a Nigerian as well, but he works for the institute. And to try and see that the issue of Boko Haram, the issue of the Fulanis in the north with their cattle and so on, these issues have never been, as you are saying, they've never sat down to discuss these issues. But the government of Nigeria says no. They don't want an outsider. But when you have these big conflicts sometimes, you need an outsider, maybe to point things left and right. But they don't want an outsider. What can be done now if no outsider is allowed in?
You see, there's no way you can perfect a nation structure without without an intervention.
Yeah.
The very first thing we should ask ourselves